Welcome back to the Stephen A. Smith Show. Before I get on out of here, I had to talk about a story that's very, very important. And albeit indirectly, it involves...
Could the WNBA be sabotaging itself? Or is this just corporate jealousy on full display? Right when you thought the Caitlyn Clark saga had hit its peak, a new bombshell has shaken the league office. And this time, the players aren't the ones stirring the pot. It's coming from the very top of the league hierarchy. After decades of struggling for viewers, begging for sponsors, and fighting for mainstream attention, the WNBA now risks blowing it all over money, power, and a rookie who changed everything. And yet, now that the WNBA has a once-in-a-generation unicorn delivering viewers, sponsorships, and mainstream attention all at once, the reaction isn't celebration. It's outright rage. Sources are saying a new commercial featuring the Indiana Fever rookie has sent WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert and the league's veteran decision-makers into a full-blown tailspin. But why? Why would one ad spark such chaos behind closed doors? Enter Stephen A. Smith, and he's confirming what fans and insiders have long suspected. Since the draft, the league has been losing control, and now they're panicking like never before. They're watching one rookie outshine the entire WNBA. And instead of riding the wave, the league is reportedly trying to put up a dam. But this isn't just a TV commercial. This is a full-blown power struggle between a rising superstar and a stagnant establishment that doesn't know how to handle her. We're talking about millions of dollars the league is fumbling, petty resentment that starts in the boardroom and spills onto the court, and the shocking possibility that the commissioner might actually be rooting against her own biggest asset. Stephen A. Smith didn't just hint at it. He exposed the rot at the very core of WNBA leadership. Buckle up, because we're diving into the commercial that broke the camel's back and the rage threatening to tear the league apart. To understand why the commissioner is reportedly seething, you have to first look at the visuals and the context of this new media drop. Whenever Caitlyn Clark shows up in a commercial, whether it's Wilson, Gatorade, or State Farm, she isn't just a WNBA player. She's a cultural icon, a singular force of nature, and in this latest spot, the production value is insane. The ad doesn't frame her as part of the league, it frames her as the entire picture. She looks powerful, independent, and most importantly, bigger than the league she plays in. For fans, it's electric. Hype. Excitement. Pure basketball adrenaline. For the WNBA executives, specifically Cathy Engelbert, it's a nightmare. Why? Because the league didn't create that image. The league didn't authorize it, and now they can't control it. When the commissioner sees Caitlyn Clark in these high-gloss superstar ads, all she sees is a player who doesn't need the WNBA to survive. Clark has her own economy, her own gravity. The rage Stephen A. Smith is talking about? It comes from one thing: a complete loss of leverage. Usually, leagues control their players because players need the league for a paycheck and exposure. Clark? She's bypassed that dynamic entirely. Insiders say the real trigger wasn't the ad itself, it was the timing. That's what sent the front office into a full-blown panic. All season long, the league has been desperately trying to control the narrative. They want you to believe it's not about one player. Focus on the history, the other 143 players, the system. Then boom, this commercial drops, and in 30 seconds flat, it obliterates that entire narrative. It reminds everyone that there's one person driving the bus, and it isn't the commissioner. It's the rookie with the ponytail. The contrast is brutal. The league's low budget, boring marketing versus Clark's premier, multi-million-dollar brand deals. That embarrassment? It's quickly turning into full-blown rage. Stephen A. Smith has been the loudest defender of Clark, but now his comments are darker, more serious, and not holding back. Stephen A. Smith isn't just breaking down basketball stats anymore. He's analyzing the psychology of the executives running the WNBA. He went on a tear recently, confirming that the vibe coming from league headquarters isn't celebration, it's pure resentment. The situation is almost absurd. A commissioner who's supposedly a business expert is acting emotionally compromised, all because one rookie is stealing the spotlight. Smith argues that the rage isn't about the player at all. It's a cover-up for incompetence. Every time Caitlyn Clark lands a massive endorsement deal or stars in a viral commercial, it shines a spotlight on what the WNBA failed to do in 27 years. It's a direct reflection of the league's inability to grow the game. Imagine being Cathy Engelbert and seeing Gatorade outmarket your own sport. It stings. It bruises the ego. And Stephen A. didn't hold back, suggesting the leadership is taking this personally, and it's starting to spill into every corner of the league. The WNBA feels exposed. Stephen A. also pointed out that this anger from the top fuels the toxic behavior we see on the court. If the commissioner is rolling her eyes at Clark's commercial success, why wouldn't opposing players feel free to take cheap shots? Smith connected the dots between the boardroom and the locker room. It's a trickle-down effect of jealousy. He basically accused the league of wanting Clark to fail, or at least hoping to humble her, so they can regain control of the ship. But as Smith reminded everyone, that ship has sailed. The commercial proved the world is watching Caitlyn, not Cathy. To fully understand this rage, you have to contextualize it in WNBA history. For decades, the league has been run by a specific group with a very specific mindset, seeing the league as a cause, a movement, a collective struggle for recognition. Then along comes Caitlyn Clark, the embodiment of pure capitalism and individual stardom. She doesn't fit the mold the old guard spent decades building. She disrupts the hierarchy. And the commercial in question? It perfectly highlights that disruption. It shows Clark as a singular force, standing apart from the pack. For decades, WNBA leadership has tried to convince the world that the product is the league itself. They sell the shield. Clark, her brand partners sell her. This fundamental clash is what's driving the friction. The old guard feels disrespected. They feel like all their foundation-building work is being ignored, because a rookie from Iowa can hit logo threes. Stephen A. Smith pointed out that this is the same energy we saw with the Olympic snub. Leaving Clark off Team USA wasn't about talent. It was about protecting the hierarchy, showing her she had to wait her turn. But the commercial deals don't care about waiting your turn. Brands pay for relevance right now. And this clash, between the slow-moving seniority-based league office and the fast-moving, merit-based world of advertising, is creating massive internal conflict. The commissioner is stuck in the middle, and instead of adapting, she's getting angry. Now let's talk about money, because at the end of the day, professional sports is a business. Or at least it's supposed to be. Stephen A. Smith has repeatedly called out the WNBA for business malpractice. And the rage over Clark's commercial is the perfect example. In a normal league, like the NBA or the NFL, when a player lands a massive national commercial, what happens? The commissioner pops a bottle of champagne. Why? Because it grows the league, it drives revenue, and it creates excitement for fans and sponsors alike. Because here's the truth. Caitlyn Clark raises the value of the entire league. She brings casual fans to TV, sells jerseys, and creates buzz. Everything the WNBA has been begging for decades to achieve. So why is the league's leadership mad? Because they aren't getting any of the credit. Clark's off-court money is dwarfing her on-court salary, and that makes the league look cheap and unprofessional. When casual fans see her in a $1 million ad campaign, and then learn she's making a rookie salary of just $76,000, it creates a public relations nightmare. It highlights the massive wage gap, the lack of proper revenue sharing. The commissioner knows this. Every high-profile commercial Clark shoots is a reminder to the public that the WNBA doesn't pay its stars enough. It invites scrutiny. People ask, how is the league so broke if this rookie is generating all this cash? Instead of fixing the revenue model, leadership gets defensive. Stephen A. argues the WNBA would rather Clark be less famous. That way they don't have to answer these hard financial questions. It's a classic scarcity mindset, afraid of success because it exposes your own weaknesses. They're fighting over crumbs while Caitlyn Clark is baking an entirely new cake. Enter the woman in charge, Cathy Engelbert. She was hired as a CEO type, someone to crunch numbers, grow the business, and run the league efficiently. But she's been completely outmaneuvered by the Caitlyn Clark phenomenon. Her reaction to the commercial era of the WNBA has been frozen and awkward. Remember, this is the same commissioner who struggled to answer a simple question about the racial toxicity directed at Clark during a TV interview. She tried to give a corporate non-answer, and it backfired spectacularly. Stephen A. Smith hinted that Engelbert is raging because she knows she's on the hot seat. The owners of these WNBA teams? They're business people. They see the numbers. Chartered flights Clark forced the league to adopt. Ticket sales spiking. Merchandise flying off the shelves. The league office spent years trying to manufacture stars, telling fans who to root for. Then Clark showed up and happened organically. The rage we're seeing? It's the rage of a micromanager who has lost control that if the commissioner is seen as blocking growth, if she's petty about commercials instead of capitalizing on them, she won't last long. The rage? It's probably fear. Fear that Kathy Engelbert is being exposed as the wrong leader for this new era. Caitlyn Clark represents a pace of growth Engelbert simply can't handle. The commercial? It's a symbol of that speed, slick, fast, and globally appealing. Meanwhile, the WNBA's official marketing? Often clunky, outdated, and painfully slow. It's a clash of aesthetics, and the commissioner is losing. Instead of upgrading the marketing to match Clark's energy, reports suggest she's just bitter that Clark is outshining the institution. We cannot ignore the word, jealousy. It's a word Stephen A. Smith has used. A word Charles Barkley has used. And it's the only word that fits. But here's the twist. Usually we talk about players being jealous. What SAS is exposing now is that the jealousy goes all the way to the executive suite. Why would a commissioner be jealous? Because Caitlyn Clark wields more power than she does. When Caitlyn Clark speaks, the world listens. When Kathy Engelbert speaks, people tune out. That's a hard pill to swallow for an executive used to being the boss. This new commercial cements Clark's status as the face of women's basketball, no matter what the WNBA standings say. They can't tell Clark what to wear, what to say, who to sign with, because she doesn't need their money. Her independence is a threat. And we see it in how the league handles social media. Notice how long it takes WNBA official accounts to post Clark's highlights compared to other players. Fans have documented this shadow banning all season. It's petty. It's childish. And it comes from the top. The commercial? It pours gasoline on that fire because it's everywhere, on every TV in America. One of the most telling aspects of this entire saga is what the league doesn't do. When Caitlyn Clark's latest commercial dropped, the WNBA's official account stayed silent. No reposts. No sold-outs. No press release celebrating their own star. Just crickets. Think about that for a second. In the NBA, when a player like Anthony Edwards or Jason Tatum lands a huge ad or signature shoe, the league floods social media with it. They know it builds the league, it grows the fan base, and it boosts engagement. The WNBA? They did the exact opposite. This isn't subtle. This deafening silence is a statement. It screams, "We don't like that you're stealing the spotlight." Fans are noticing. The millions of viewers Clark brought in are paying attention. They see the favoritism, they see the cold shoulder, and it's turning public opinion against the league office. By ignoring Clark's success, the commissioner is sending a clear message. It's us versus her. And as Stephen A. Smith warns, when the fans side with Clark, that divide could spiral into a full-blown PR nightmare for the WNBA. Stephen A. Smith warned, "This is a war the WNBA will lose. You cannot fight the zeitgeist, and Caitlyn Clark is the zeitgeist." Here's where it gets dark. We have to connect the boardroom rage to the on-court chaos, because this isn't coincidence. If the commissioner and league office are openly resentful of Clark's commercial appeal, it sends a subconscious message to every player. It's okay to go after her. If Engelbert came out and treated Clark like the jewel she is, it would set a tone of respect. Instead, she's cold, she's raging against Clark's marketing wins, and she's removing the shield that should protect the league's biggest star. We've seen the hard fouls. We've seen the blindside hits. We've seen the eye pokes. And after every incident, weak discipline, slow action, nothing changes. Stephen A. argues it's all connected. The leadership doesn't want to protect the player who makes them feel inadequate. They're letting jungle rules apply to Clark because deep down, they want to see her struggle. The league wants to see her knocked down, just so they can whisper, "See, she's not that special." But every time Clark gets up and lands another commercial, every time she scores another viral deal, she proves them wrong. It's a toxic cycle of resentment and on-court aggression, and it's threatening the very future of the WNBA. There's another layer to this anger, and it's called leverage. A new 3-on-3 league is launching called Unrivaled, founded by Brianna Stewart and Nafisa Collier. They're offering massive salaries and equity stakes. Caitlyn Clark? She's the hottest free agent target in basketball right now. The WNBA commissioner knows Clark has options. If the league keeps treating her with hostility, she doesn't have to stay. She could go to Europe, she could join Unrivaled, or she could sit out and let endorsements pay her millions. The message is clear. The WNBA cannot control Caitlyn Clark. She controls them. She could jump to Unrivaled. She could launch her own tour and fill arenas coast to coast. This commercial sends a clear message to the commissioner. Clark is a free agent in the business world. The anger comes from one undeniable fact. The WNBA depends on Clark, but Clark doesn't depend on the WNBA to become wealthy or famous. That shift in power is terrifying for a traditional sports league. Normally, the league holds the control. Here, Clark has the keys, the car, and the deed to the building. The commercial is a statement. It screams, "I am the economy." For executives used to calling all the shots, that is infuriating. Stephen A. Smith isn't the only one noticing. He's part of a new wave of media holding the WNBA accountable. For years, the league was treated gently. No one questioned the commissioner. No one criticized the game. Everyone wanted to protect the league. Now with real money at stake, the gloves are off. Stephen A. Shannon Sharpe and Pat McAfee are calling out the WNBA like a major league organization, exposing weak leadership, outdated marketing, and boardroom jealousy. The real question is, how long can the WNBA survive if their brightest star doesn't need them? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think the league can adapt, or has Caitlyn Clark already outgrown it? Smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. The next chapter of this story is about to get wild.